All right. So I was here yesterday, and I was here a little bit today, and man, they put me in a really good time slot right when all the parties start. Thank you, festival. It's almost time to party, and I know you guys had a long day listening to some good stuff. So I know it's the cheesiest thing to do during presentations possible, but I do need everybody to stand up. I'm gonna stand, I need you guys to stand up. Not the whole presentation, just for the start. Don't worry, you can sit down after. I can see, it's really easy to see everybody in this room, because there's only like 12 people. So I need you to stand up. Yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, anybody up there not standing? Okay, that's really good. Okay, let's see if you can do some really simple stuff. Can you clap? Okay, no, we'll clap once, just relax, okay? Just do what I do. I'll clap, then you clap. So I'll clap, and then you clap. It's not hard. Okay, give me like a random NFT that you like. That's like an animal, and that is the last we're going to talk about PFP. So don't worry. Just any animal PFP you got. Holy cow. A holy cow. What else? Cool cat. The worm. The worm. Okay, so we got holy cow, cool cat, the worm. Okay, I want you guys to clap at how much you like each one when I say it. Okay, and then we're going to choose one champion of those three. Pretty easy. Okay, so holy cow. Wow. That's the winner. Cool cat. The worm. Yeah. All right, we got the worm. Okay, you guys sit down. You've been great. We'll go with that. Okay. So we got the worm. What sound? Who said the worm? Who said that? Raptor News, is that you? Okay, well, yeah, well, what's up, dude? What sound does a worm make? This is going somewhere. I promise you it's going to go somewhere kind of smart, at least in my mind. What sound does a worm make? Somebody give me a sound. Okay, same exercise. When I go, you guys do it. A little sharper so it's louder. Great. Every time I go during the presentation, you got to do it. Because I need to know that you guys are with me through this rant I'm about to go on, okay? So it's pretty simple. So let's see my little hotel sticky notes here. Okay, so when I submit an application to talk, I was really hyped up on something. I don't know what it was. Like I was just like on some rant. I run a podcast and I was just like writing up a bunch of different stuff. And the title of this talk was gonna be, We're Not Ready for the Mainstream. And I wrote that application in June. I wrote a definition, and I have no idea what I wrote. So what I'm going to tell you now is literally a later definition of what that talk is supposed to be about. So give me a break. And just to kind of remind myself what I have to do, it's a pretty ambitious statement to say we're not ready for the mainstream. I know we always say we're early, all that crap, but I wanted to actually look up what the definition of not being ready for the mainstream means and really what the definition of mainstream is. Almost the worm sound. Okay, boring definition of mainstream. Mainstream describes what is viewed by most people in a society as normal, like the mainstream view that everybody should get married, move to the suburbs, have children as soon as they can. Something that's mainstream is conventional, as in the usual way of doing things, okay? And the usual way of doing things to me is really how you experience things. In the first minute, we like to create experiences, and it's not a plug for the company, but I'm very big on experience. If you're a millennial, we're all about like going on experiences, going on vacation instead of buying houses and stuff. So you guys understand that like what becomes the usual way of doing things is very much based on experiences, okay? And to me, mainstream then means like how do things become normal? And if to understand how we're gonna get to that part in Web 3, I think you could look back at how we got to that in like Web 2 and the age of information that we just went through. So everybody here has probably at some point probably downloaded music before it was kind of legal, right? Like when I was in high school, I was like downloading from Napster. My dad came in the room, was like, I don't know what you're doing. It seems kind of illegal. And that kind of mirrors a little bit of what we're doing now, right? And when we were doing that, we were downloading like movies that were like poorly filmed in theaters and music and all that kind of stuff. We didn't really know how that future from there would form. We didn't know how which parts of everything we were doing at the time would become normal later on, right? Like when we were downloading illegal movies in our bedrooms, did we think that the illegal part would be normal in the future? No, but we didn't know what it would actually look like, right? And then later, what happened like 10 or 15 years later, is that the part that became normal, that became mainstream, was access. The part where a lot of that information was free, or free with a little subscription or something like that, right? But it's really hard to spot which type of behavior you're doing at the time. When things kind of feel scammy and illegal, it's really hard to spot which part of that will become normal in the future. So with Web3, NFTs, okay, great. Which part of Web3 is going to become normal in the future, right? And then that's maybe when we know we're ready for mainstream. So we do a lot of things in NFTs, right? We buy cartoons for a lot of money. We listen to questionable Twitter influencers and what they have to say. We spend long hours doing that, and I honestly hope that none of that is what becomes mainstream. I hope none of that is the usual in the future. Sorry if you like buying animal photos, but I hope that that is not actually what we're doing in the future. The part that I think is going to signal the new normal for Web3 is governance, the way we make decisions. And it's really hard to kind of see how that formulates now, just the same way it was hard to see when we were like downloading like Limp Bizkit on Napster. It was hard to see that one day you'd be able to listen to all Limp Bizkit on Spotify, even with the free model, right? Terrible example. Thank you. But the way we make decisions is an underlying currency of what we consider to be one of the best parts of NFTs, which is community. And we've already started making decisions as a group quite often. Even in Web 2, even on social media, right? Like now you have the news, you've had for 10 years now, the news reporting that the social media horde is angry about something. Cancel culture, all that, I don't want to talk about that specifically, but there's no denying that together on social media, a lot of decisions are made by kind of the horde of people, or the guidelines are set. And what I believe is that in NFTs, we're actually living in this like giant mega DAO that we don't really know we're in. We don't have tokens for it, but we do have a voice in it. We have likes, we have retweets, we have Discord emojis to signify our votes. And I think the way we govern things, the way we make decisions as people is actually what NFTs and Web3 will change significantly. It's the part that in 10 or 15 years, we're gonna realize like, wow, I didn't think that buying the worm, or trading the worm, would become potentially the way you vote in your community, or larger than that. But governance to me is the thing that is absolutely the most broken. I live in Western Canada, and we had a federal election like a month ago. You guys might think Trudeau's great, but he's not. And he won again, and it's just fine. I had to go to the senior center, stand in line, and show my ID to a nice senior, and she gave me a little piece of paper, and then I went to see another person who then gave me a pencil. Then I stood behind one of those cardboard things that you used for like presentations in grade 5 and voted who I wanted with a pencil, and then I put it in a box. Then I went home and sold like $5,000 of JPEGs. And I was like, there's something here there's a process somewhere here in between where the voting could definitely maybe be a little bit better. I know voting is a very contentious thing, so again, not gonna get too deep into it. But the way we make decisions is something that I think needs to vastly improve. And as we start to tokenize, and as the NFT community starts to discover DAOs and snapshot votes and the beauties of governance, I think that that is where we will one day land. And I think that that's when we're gonna be ready for the mainstream, when we actually realize that NFTs and Web3 actually let us make better decisions as a group. Where's the, I actually don't have anything else to say. We're the First Mint. We throw like fun online festivals, like we did our own First Mint Fest, and we did one with Flow recently. And I have a POAP code that's supposed to work, but it doesn't. You can try it. It didn't work yesterday. Actually, it ran out of POAPs. But try it. Somebody try it. Let me know if it tells you that you're out of POAPs. Yeah, okay, great. No more POAPs, so sorry. But yeah, we're not ready for the mainstream, sorry. Anyways, that's it. So give me one last psh. Thank you.